Hey guys, Ron here. Welcome to yet another deck profile. Today in the spotlight we have Megacolony. Okay, almost every day in the spotlight we have Megacolony, but today we have a premium Megacolony Dark Face Cradle Marker deck profile. This was actually requested by a couple people that commented, and I'm actually a little shocked at the fact that people wanted to know where I stand on this, and I actually think the list is pretty good. Might be considered the best Megacolony premium deck that we have for now. Until, maybe later support, new stride. I think the main deck is a serious problem. We kind of need a fix on that. But get your fancy protect markers ready, because we are about to begin. So obviously we have one starter, still Machining Worker Ant. We do not have Vorectus out here in America yet. And I completely forgot to get, my new Machining Worker Ants, so that's not going to change anytime soon. Getting into the grade 3s, we have the new star of the show, which this will be when he comes out, Intimidating Mutant Darkface. Yeah, this is my proxy for now. It's just old Darkface, LMAO. Of course, showing off the SP, his ability is to, is on place, you can discard any card from your hand and create a Cradle marker on one of your opponent's units. And then on attack, counterblast 1, retire the unit with the Cradle marker, and gain power plus 5,000 for each grade of that unit. Yeah, that's the ability. So, obviously, he also comes with Protect, so like you ride, you get a Cradle marker, your opponent starts getting locked down. Pretty dope. Of course, we are running some more grade 3s, and I've actually surprisingly done something weird with this and only ran 8 grade 3s in the deck. The other grade 3 is Gunning Colio. This is not a proxy, this is actually who I've chose to run. Showing off the SVR, the last SVR Megacolony gets, said the boy. He has the ability to mill once on place, and he also has a pretty dope ride-up ability of getting triple drive. So, against your opponent, if you go first, main idea is to ride Gunning Colio, which honestly it'll probably happen, and then call Darkface to rearguard. Of course, I like to keep rewriting Colio to get that mill every turn, because the idea of this deck is to mill your opponent while stalling. So between the two of them, you mill once per turn, retire for a draw once per turn, and then you can call this bad boy off of Gridora Stride to just kind of like make it a little bit bigger of a number and a little bit scarier for your opponent. Getting into the grade 2s, we're going to start off with 4 Machining Mantis. I'm actually pretty certain he's better in this deck than Sticky Bolus, because Bolus will get you Darkface, whereas Mantis will get you Darkface or Colio. So considering the fact you want to be riding Colio every turn, I think Mantis is better. Plus, he's also a 15k attacker, so that's pretty good on turn 2. Next, we're running 4 Hiding Killer Leaf. I think he's amazing. He is a 19k attacker that can potentially draw you a card and also mills your opponent. So, between the two of them, you've got a 15k attacker, a 19k attacker, a grade 3 searcher, and mill/draw a card. So, last grade 2 we have is Despoiling Mutant Sticky Bolus, who has the ability to, on place, counterblast 1, search the top 6 for 2 units with, 2 different units with Darkface card name, but you only have 1, so, oops. And then, on attack, Soul Blast 1, gain power plus 6,000 for each Cradle marker, and then if his power is her power is over 20,000, draw a card. So I find it smart to just kind of run 2, because you can search her off of your opponent's rear guards. Say they call a grade 2, you Cradle it, retire it with Darkface, bam, Sticky Bolus. Getting into the grade 1s, we have 4 Brawny Jerk. I enjoy another 4 mills from this guy. It's pretty good. A 14k booster, and if you have a lot of extra card advantage, you can discard a card to force your opponent to discard a card, thus sometimes forcing your opponent to say no guard. So that's pretty cool. Another proxy, sorry, we have Mosiroro, who has the ability to retire itself, choose one of your opponent's rear guards with a Cradle marker, retire it, search your deck for a unit with the same grade, and call it to rear guard circle, and then of course the Cradle marker's ability goes off, so you call this unit -1 from hand, retire it, retire opponent's unit, +2, so it's in total a +3, but in actuality a +2 because you -1 from hand. So pretty freaking good. Really crazy how that's only a rare. And then we're running 3 Cleared Breeze, who is the early game Cradle marker creator. You have to discard a grade 3 for this to get the Cradle, so I don't think it's the most amazing thing. But on place, drop and draw is still a pretty decent effect. So these two together can create a pretty insane early game, especially if you see a sticky bolt loss. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Also running 3 of the Dorcas. He will be the actual Dorcas, not this version. He will be the new one, who gains power +5,000 if your opponent has no standing units, and then has the grade 3 search ability on place, top 5, that jazz. Last but not least, we are running 2 Stealth Millipede. I am still in love with this card. Not only his shininess and his cool art, but like the fact that he soul charges, counter charges, and forces your opponent's units to stay in rest, and can be used in standard. And then on top of that is a 10k shield. So I think this guy is insanely valuable, and I can see him possibly getting bumped up more in coming days, but I like him at 2 right now. So getting into the grade 0s, we have 3 Megacolony Battler F, Soul Charge, power to your Vanguard, which makes your Vanguard scarier, and then a draw. Of course, it's GB1, but that's not that big a deal. We are a stall deck. And then 1 Riddled Honey. I like the extra Riddled Honey because it makes it so that instead of having 8 units to discard for stride, we now have 9. Just makes it a little easier to stride every now and then. Of course, if you have 2 grade 2 cards in hand and a field already, you might want to consider ditching the 2 grade 2s, as you'll be left with an extra 5k shield, so that's cool. Then we have 2 Jewel Flasher, vanilla crit, nothing fancy. I honestly should be switching this out for a 2nd Riddled Honey and a 4th Megacolony Battler F, but I do also like that it kind of confuses my opponent. Running 2, count 'em, 2 Earth Dreamer, and I don't see a lot of people running this card, so let me explain it. It's a stand trigger, so you're not running it for the stand, you're running it for the ability. GB1, put this unit on the top of your deck at the beginning of your opponent's ride phase. If the number of your opponent's rear guards at rest is 3 or more, you may pay the cost. If you do, shuffle your deck and draw 2 cards. So basically, you call this to your rear guard circle, you stride Gridora, nothing stands. LMAO. You put this stand trigger back to your deck, thus making it a little easier to hit 5 attacks per turn, and then draw 2 cards. So you basically get a stand trigger back to deck for a draw 2, so it's a +1 in total, but it's still pretty insane. So I love him to bits, but he's not useful in every game, so that's why he's only at 2 rather than like 4, because if everyone had to call down a crap load of units, then then I'd do it. Running 4 Paralyzed Madonna, draw PGs. And then running 4 Ranpley. I think we all know by now, this is going to get swapped out for Snowwing when she comes out. Or, no, Machining Snowwing is a different card. Snowtrig, that's the unit. Getting into the G zone. I guess we'll start with the G guards. Running 2 Morphosian. Morphosian's the best shield value we have at 25,000. Wow, not that good. 1 Rectomy. It's only a 15k shield, but it's a drop and draw, so if you have too many grade 3s in hand, say you used Mantis way too many times, it's pretty good to do that. Running 1 Relish Lady. She is a good G-Guard, as you can just kind of force your opponent to choose to rest their units or allow you to plus, you know. Good G guard. Also helps with the flipping your G units to get higher GB acquired, but you don't really need that too much. Alright, getting into the strides, because, you know, we're only running 4 G guards because this is the only thing that's bigger than a V heal trigger. This is situational, and this is just, oh, I see you have 2 units on board and 15k shield will guard your vanguard for some reason. I want to countercharge, soul charge, and draw a card, please. Thank you. 4 of the most important stride. Guilty Empress, Darkface Gridora. We all know what she does. We all know she locks your opponent's field down. We all know she creates multi-attack. Very important. 4, Poison Sickle Mutant Deity Overwhelm, and this is my favorite card by far. I went and visited Hawaii, and I went to a card shop there, and I entered a tournament. I went 0-3 and cried with my Lukier deck. But after that, I went and I met Colin Lai, the guy who inspired me to continue playing Megacolony, as a matter of fact. The guy who won Worlds against Ezel with Megacolony. And I got him to sign one of my Overwhelms, which is still tournament legal because it's not covering any of the text. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Basically, this unit allows your units to get a little bit chunkier and draw a crap load of cards if you're against someone who doesn't, like, stop calling things. Running 2 Obturandus. Yes, this is a flex. Most people do not have 2. It's basically my 6th copies of Gridora, or a very important unit against, like, Great Nature or stuff like that, because this guy can just kill an opponent so fast if they just can't call rearguards. Then to the spicy one-ofs. They're not that spicy. 1 Depredor. This is for really, really, really weird situations. It's mostly flip fodder, I'm not gonna lie. You may come across a Victor player every now and then, and against said Victor player, if they keep flipping crap up in their G-zone, you stride this and say, no you, and they flip up the rest of their G-zone and they cry. It's so funny. I've done that to a friend of mine. Lastly, we have 1 Zoa, because, I mean, Zoa. You probably won't be using this boy too much in the deck because we're not running the Phantom Black D-Wall combo, but if you see your opponent is, like, we're playing the long game, by the way. If you see your opponent has run out of PGs and has little G-Guard ability, or their G-Guards are small, do it. Just do it. It's really a big attack. It's kind of hard to guard. Ta-da. And you can call literally anything off of it and make it enormous. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. That was the Megacolony Darkface Colio deck profile. I love it to bits. It's actually been so extremely fun to play with. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video, which might actually be a Pale Moon video. Have a nice night.